And a good Monday to you. Veterans Day 2024 is upon us, the 11th day of November 2024. I'm Dan Kuntz. Good Monday. A lot of people have today off. Of course, it is a federal holiday. No government offices, no mail delivery. Banks will be closed. No school, all that stuff for Veterans Day. Of course, we'll have the parade about a block and a half from our studios at 11 o'clock this morning. We'll preview all of that stuff. So a lot of people sleeping in a little bit today. Good for you. You deserve it. A little 3-day weekend as we honor our veterans with the big parade and other stuff going on. We'll touch on all of that. It's going to be wet. This whole week is going to be pretty wet. Well, no more hit and miss showers. We're going to get more rain than anything else. But we should be dry at 11 o'clock this morning. In fact, we'll see some sunshine this afternoon as a system that's bringing widespread rain to everybody right now and some snow in the passes. It's going to dissipate and move off. We'll have a pretty quiet rest of the day today and tonight, and then starting tomorrow, Tuesday afternoon, all the way through the weekend, rain. Sometimes a lot of rain and some significant snow in the mountain passes. So today is going to be the driest day of them all, and it doesn't look real dry right now, but that's what we got for you. We have a lot of news to get to. Obviously, sports. How did all the local high school teams do in football and soccer and volleyball? Who plays what in the round of state? We'll have all of that state action, the results over the weekend, and who's playing who this week as we're full bore into the state championship for the fall sports now. And in the back half of the program, I wanted to re-air the interview that I did with Mike Malman, the Chief Hope Officer of Sir Wenatchee Valley, and his friend Darth Creek for the Wenatchee First Assembly of God. Baskets of Blessings is back. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving is when they put all of these things together in their baskets and send them out to the people who signed up. We'll talk about that. They always need volunteers. That's a lot of food that you got to put in these baskets to send them off to the people so they can cook their own Thanksgiving meal at home. They always need volunteers. So Mike and Darth will join me in the back half of the program. We begin with our tour with whatever it is that we can see because, well, it's rainy, it's cloudy, it's misty, it's foggy, and if it wasn't for the cross itself, we wouldn't be able to even see that. That's the ambient light from the cross reflecting on that little protuberance there in the lower left-hand corner on the Wenatchee Heights camera. Sunrise right about now, 7 a.m. Sunset tonight, 4:29. 9 hours and 28 minutes. Check this out. It's 44 degrees right now in Wenatchee. Our high yesterday was 45. Our high Saturday was 45. We're just 1 degree below our high temperature that we had over the weekend. So it is a little on the mild side. We're going to be a little warmer today. We'll be about 50 today. So we're going to warm up, but not much from where we're at right now. Camera 2, let's see what we got. That's what we have. It's a lovely view of that. That's the Billy Goat camera, I'm being told, into my IFB, and Josiah is a trustworthy gentleman. If he says that's Billy Goat, that's Billy Goat. Somewhere down there is Pateris and Omak and Okanagan and Bridgeport and Brewster. You're down there, folks. You just can't see it. Again, these cameras are way up high, right in the middle of the clouds and the fog. Camera number 3. And another gorgeous view. Obviously, that's Lake Wenatchee. Obviously, I mean, it's obvious it's Lake Wenatchee. I mean, you know, you can see. Just use your imagination. You know this camera. We've used it before. That's what it looked like if it wasn't so cloudy and foggy. And camera number 4. It is what it is. Hey, there you go. The Wahatus camera. At least we can see something down there. And every time I see those raindrops on the camera lens, I just want to send somebody down and climb the tower with a rag to wipe all the rain off. It will eventually dissipate. So that's about the only camera that's really usable this morning down in the Wahatus area, not far from Royal City, quite a ways from us, but everybody's dealing with clouds and rain. You're not getting away with it until we get later on today. Now, if you're traveling through the mountain passes this afternoon, you're going to get a little bit of light snow, not too much. The bigger round of snow for the mountain passes is going to be later on in the week. But if you're traveling today and this afternoon, these are your expected snow amounts in the mountain passes. Again, not a lot. Pretty easy, but that's going to change as we get closer to the weekend. The snow level is going to go down quite a bit to below pass level, and the passes could get some significant snow later on. So if you're traveling the mountain passes later on this week, stay tuned. We'll let you know how bad that's going to be. It ain't going to be good. From the National Weather Service, your Veterans Day forecast. Rain this morning. Rain should be done by, say, 9. which is perfect because the parade begins at 11. It'll probably be pretty cloudy but dry when the parade starts. We could see some sun breaks before the parade is over because by the time we get to this afternoon, it's going to be sunny. We'll dry out. We'll top off at 50, which is just about normal for this time of the year. And then we start talking about rain. There's a 40% chance of rain tonight, 36 for the overnight low, 60% chance of rain on Tuesday. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, dry off, and then rain again late in the day Tuesday. So we'll have the middle of the day will be dry, and then the rain comes back Tuesday night, 90% chance of rain. Wednesday, 90% chance of rain. Wednesday night, 60% chance of rain. Thursday, 40% chance of rain with a few sun breaks. Thursday night is when the snow level starts dipping down to 3,300 feet, to 3,000 feet on Friday, and then to 1,700 feet on Saturday. That's us. We could wake up Sunday morning with a little bit of light snow right here on the valley floor. It's possible. It won't last, as you can see by the afternoon highs, but the big story this week, a continuing chance of rain with the best chance of some significant rain. Definitely going to be Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and all the way into Thursday. It's going to be a very wet period there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Monday morning news. You're watching the Veterans Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Medicare annual election period is here, and the rumors are true. Health Alliance and Assurance Northwest Medicare Advantage plans are not available beginning January 1st, 2025. Now, there are 2 new Medicare Advantage plans that will be replacing them. But to quickly answer many of your questions, go to our website and click on Plan Termination. You can also come to one of our sales and education meetings. You don't have to be a current client. We'll be providing everyone a folder with step-by-step instructions on finding a new plan for next year.
Cloudy, it's foggy, it's misty. There's light rain coming down, 44 degrees. Will be about 50. Rain should be tapering off mid-morning. We'll have some sunshine this afternoon. Chance of rain picks up again tonight, and we're in for a pretty wet week and right on into the weekend. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The new count of ballots are out in Douglas County. The contested elections there show some clear winners. Not a lot has changed. Republican Randy Agnew will be Douglas County's newest commissioner, representing District 2. He is the mayor of Rock Island, and he faced off against exercise therapist Paula LaManna for the seat that's being left by Commissioner Kyle Steinberg, a fellow Republican who's departing after 2 terms. Agnew has nearly 70% of the vote counted so far. There's about 4,000 ballots still to be tallied by the Douglas County Auditor. We'll have those numbers on Wednesday. At the Douglas County PUD, Commissioner Ron Skagen, who's been on the Utilities Board since 2007, he's been elected once again, this time over East Wenatchee City Council member Matthew Hepner. Skagen has taken home more than 63% of the votes cast, and the Eastmont School District levy, which pays for continuing programs and operations in Eastmont Public Schools, is still passing easily with nearly 58% of the vote share. And again, the next dump from Douglas County will be on Wednesday. A Manson business owner and 3 associates have been charged in federal court with smuggling and illegally importing tens of millions of dollars worth of contraband emissions devices from Canada and then selling the devices in eastern Washington. John Wesley Owens of Manson, his son Joshua Owens of Utah, and two other men charged in a sealed indictment that was disclosed Thursday by U.S. Attorney Vanessa Waldref. The indictment accuses them of conspiring to violate the federal law by importing illegal defeat devices. Those are electronic components which disable the emission controls that monitor exhaust on heavy-duty diesel trucks. That monitoring is required by the Clean Air Act. Waldref's office says Owens and his group purchased more than $33 million in illegal emission devices from his partners and then their companies over an 8-year period and sold them to customers across the United States for roughly $74 million. The charges carry potential prison sentence ranging from 5 to 20 years. The property tax levy for landowners in the city of Wenatchee are going to get a 1% boost next year. The Wenatchee City Council on Thursday unanimously approved the increase. That is the highest allowable under state law. It'll contribute about $50,000 more to the amount of tax collected by the city compared to this year. The city tax amounts to roughly 10 or 11% of every Wenatchee landowner's total bill. Other taxing districts take their share, of course. Finance Director Brad Posenjak told the council that because of differing property values, not all landowners will see the same amount of dollars adjusted. He used the council members' own homes as an example.
Probably half of the property owners in this room, their property values went up. Some 10%. Others, their property values dropped, also almost 10%. So even with this 1% increase, there are some people here whose city portion, sorry, again, I'm just talking about the city portion, their city portion will actually decrease by $42 a year next year. And there's one person up here that their property tax is going to actually increase by $46 for the year. And it's well over the 1%. But that has to do with their property value change.
The Wenatchee School Board approved a levy rate on Wednesday for the February special election. The board will ask the community to renew their educational programs and operations levy at $2.20 per $1,000 of assessed property value. It's slightly above last year's levy rate, the last levy rate at $2.10 per $1,000 of assessed value. Levies fund extracurricular activities. They also fund staff like paraeducators and maintenance workers and other programs that are different from school bonds. School bonds fund school buildings. The board passed the $2.20 rate unanimously. Wenatchee School District's current levy is set to expire in December of next year. The East Wenatchee City Council has passed a new unlawful camping code in city limits that makes camping on city property a misdemeanor. The new code makes camping or storing personal property on public trails or parks illegal. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reported that people are also no longer allowed to stay or loiter in a park from 9 in the evening till 6 in the morning or any other time range posted after already receiving instructions to leave. According to the code, violations may result in a misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to 90 days confinement and or a fine of up to $1,000. Of course, Chelan County adopted a public encampment ordinance already that would allow sheriff's deputies to trespass those who camp on county property without permission. Well, the new stoplight at the intersection of North Wenatchee Avenue and McKittrick is up and running. It went live last week. It adds one more traffic signal and allows for both left turns onto McKittrick and U-turns on the avenue itself. It's a step forward in the city of Wenatchee's $6 million Mega Kittrick project. It'll eventually create a new underpass heading to the riverfront. It'll go underneath the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway line. Another wing of the project is complete. That's on McKittrick between Pershing and Pine Street. The city added new curbs, gutters, and sidewalks, new bike lanes, and 9 new overhead streetlights. And of course, today is Veterans Day. Local organizations are taking care for those who served, and Wenatchee's annual Veterans Day Parade is on today. It'll start at 11 a.m. on Chelan Avenue in the parking lot of Wells Fargo Bank. The parade will go south on Chelan. It'll turn down a rondo and then back north on Mission Street where it ends where it started. At about 11:11, give or take a couple of minutes, there will be a ceremony at Memorial Park, which will feature a rifle salute in memory of those who've fallen. Veterans, you can enjoy a free breakfast prior to the parade. It's going to be at the American Legion Hall at 8 a.m. this morning. Then free hot dogs for everybody after the parade at the Pybus Public Market. That's courtesy of the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. And there's this event too. I didn't want to forget this. My good buddy Tom McNair wanted to remind me, this is tonight. This is a Veterans Day concert tonight at the Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church on Miller Street. It's the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, the Wenatchee Valley Youth Orchestra, the Columbia Chorale, and St. Joseph's Catholic School. It's free admission. Anybody can come. They will be passing the hat to honor and take care of local veterans who need the help. So the admission is free, but your donation will benefit the Veterans Hall. So that's tonight at 6 o'clock, again, at the Saddle Rock Church, Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church on Miller Street. And that is the news at 16 minutes after the hour. The news will come your way tonight, holiday or no holiday, at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on television. It'll also be available for you to peruse on the web. If you have the internet, and I think you do, you can watch the news on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. We're out there. And if something out there you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. We'd love to hear from you. Our email address for news tips is news@ncwlife.com. A whole bunch of sports is next. You're watching a Veterans Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Save up to $1,000 on hot spring spas or buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. Why shop anywhere else? Central Washington Water. They service what they sell.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Right now at Les Schwab, it's the deal you've been waiting for, the Score More sales event. Save up to $160 instantly on a wide selection of 4 tires and 4 wheels. Plus, every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. Because nobody stands by their tires like we do. It's a better deal on better tires with the best service in the business. Get more from Les.
Sports at 19 minutes after the hour. We'll start out with NFL football. Of course, Seahawks had the weekend off, and they deserved it. In the meantime, the 49ers went down to Florida, knocked off Tampa Bay yesterday morning 23-20. Cardinals played host to the Jets, beat them good 31-6. Everybody beats the Jets. The Rams have the Monday Nighter tonight. Dolphins in Los Angeles, 5:15 on ESPN. College football over the weekend, in case you missed it, the Huskies traveled to State College on Saturday night for whiteout. They got creamed by number 6 Penn State, 35-6, and wasn't even that close. Cougars keep rolling right along. At home, they dispatched Utah State in Pullman on Saturday night, 49-28. Eastern Washington traveled to Northern Colorado and took care of business there, 43-15. And Central Washington scored 35 points in the first quarter. And when you do that, you're going to win. And they won big. They beat Sioux Falls State 66-0. All right, over the weekend in Big 9 football. As you can see there, Eastmont's season comes to an end. They went to Meade and they lost to the Panthers. They committed 6 turnovers. Meade knocks off the Wildcats 31-0, so Eastmont's season comes to an end. Sunnyside got shut out by Chiawana in the round of 32, 49-0 in wrap-it-up action. Ridgeline defeated Wenatchee in Wenatchee. Walla Walla took care of West Valley. Davis over Pasco. And then Kamiakin upsetting Moses Lake at Lions Field on Saturday afternoon. So the three Big 9 schools that made the round of 32, Eastmont, Sunnyside, and Moses Lake, all eliminated before the round of 16. In the South Central Athletic Conference over the weekend, Royal took care of, well, Royal takes care of everybody. You can see it there. Kashmir shut out Granite Falls. They're already on the way to state. Omak shut out Connell. They're on to state. Wapato took care of White Swan in the end of the season deal, and Zilla took care of Mount Baker. Winner to state there, and I'll let you know who plays when in just a couple of minutes. In the Caribou Trail League, over the weekend, Omak shut out Connell, as you see there, 34-0. Seton Catholic destroyed Chelan in the round of 32. The final there was 56-7, so Chelan's season comes to an end. In CWAC action over the weekend, and some of it actually last week, there you go. Moving on to state, Prosser, East Valley, they took care of business. Othello moves on to state in the 2A division, and Ording moves on to state. They eliminated Toppenish 24-6 on Saturday afternoon. 1B scores from around the area on Friday. Clayella moves on to state. They took care of Brewster 41-23 in the round of 32. Liberty rolled over Riverview. Columbia Burbank shut out Manson. Okanagan crushed Warden. They all move on to state. And then on Saturday, Lake Roosevelt's season came to an end. They lost to Goldendale down in Goldendale. So, who plays who? We'll start out with the, we got one more. I'm sorry, the 1Bs. I forgot about that. Soap Lake took care of Bridgeport, as you see there. Orville over Moses Lake Christian. And Antioch took care of Waterville Mansfield. They're moving on to state, by the way. Who plays well? We'll start with the 1As. Because there's not enough teams playing football in the 1A division, Kashmir has a first-round bye. The top 4 seeds are already in the quarterfinals, and that would include Kashmir. So Kashmir has to wait. They'll take on the winner of Zilla and Nooksack Valley. They will take on Kashmir in the quarterfinals. Omak does have a first-round game. They will play number 6 Montesano. The winner of that game will take on La Center in the state quarterfinals. In the 2B, Okanagan is the number 1 seed. They will host Friday Harbor. They don't know when and where yet. They still have to work out some of these details, which is why we don't have a time or a date. We will know by the end of the day today. And Liberty Bell will have a home game as well. They will take on Adna in the round of 16 in the 2B. And in 1B, Moses Lake Christian, Antioch, and Waterville Mansfield all made state. Moses Lake Christian will travel to Nassau. Antioch will host Garfield Palouse. Waterville Mansfield will travel to take on Wilbur, Creston, and Keller. Again, when these dates and locations and times are locked in, we will let you know. It should be done by the end of the day today. Prep volleyball. Wenatchee sweeps Davis on Saturday afternoon, 25-23, 25-15, 25-19 to win the district championship again. They're off to state to defend their state championship. In the other gym, at the same time, Moses Lake eliminated West Valley 4-1, and then Davis, in a last chance to get to state, sweeps aside Moses Lake 3-0. So Wenatchee wins district. Davis finishes second. They both move on to the state 4A championships. In the District 5 and 6 combined 1A, Chelan and Kashmir, this was basically a beauty contest. Both teams were already guaranteed their shot at state in volleyball. Chelan, the defending state champions, shut out Kashmir 3-0. Omak shut out Connell, and then Omak stayed alive for state by beating Zilla. Omak had to win a lot over the weekend, and they did. So who plays whom and when in the state 1A championships? At the Sun Dome in Yakima. Chelan is the number 1 seed. They begin their quest to repeat as state champions on Friday at 2:30. They'll take on Kalama. Kashmir is the number 5 seed. They will take on the 12 seed Lakeside Friday at 12:45 in the afternoon. Same time for the 13th seed Omak, taking on number 4 Cedar Park Christian in Yakima, also Friday at 2:45. In the state 2B Prep Volleyball State Championships, again in Yakima, they get going on Wednesday. Manson, the defending champion, they will try to defend their trophy. They begin their quest as the number 2 seed. They'll take on number 15 Warden. Wednesday at 9:45 in the morning, number 12 Tonasket will take on number 5 Coopville, also Wednesday, also at 9:45. And in the state 1B championships, again in Yakima, the number 13 seed Soap Lake will begin to see if they can win a state championship. They have to play at 8 in the morning on Wednesday, and the Waterville Mansfield Lady Shockers are the number 7 seed at state. They will take on the number 10 seed Mary Walker at 1:30 on Wednesday afternoon. Soccer, Wenatchee, of course, on Thursday night won the district, and they will have a home game. Again, haven't set the time yet. We know it'll be at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl. We don't know the date or the time. They will take on Kentridge. Wenatchee is the number 7 seed in the 4A tournament. And Eisenhower, who snuck in at the very end, is the 16th and lowest seed. That means they have to take on the number 1 seed Skyline Wednesday at 7 p.m. And again, as soon as they get down the time and the date for Wenatchee and Kentridge, we will let you know. In state 2A prep soccer, Ellensburg will travel to Seaholm in round 1 action. That is Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the state 2A. And prep soccer in 1A. Kashmir will start their quest for a state championship. They lost the district championship, but they're the number 4 seed in state. That will be at 6 o'clock at Vale Elementary School on Wednesday. Kingsway Christian coming to town. And in the small schools, 1B, 2B, they combine the state tournament into one big tournament in soccer, and they have 4 local teams playing. Check that out. Number 10 Tenasket will be at number 7 Toledo. That's 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Same deal on Wednesday. It'll be number 15 Pateras traveling to number 2 Cross Point Christian. 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon, number 12 Okanagan will be at number 5 Napavine. And finally, Brewster travels to Northwest Christian. All of these games Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday night. And finally, Wenatchee Wild Hockey. Over the weekend, they took care of Red Deer, no problems at all on Friday, 5-2. But then on Military Appreciation Night on Saturday night, the Portland Winterhawks doubled up the Wenatchee Wild. The final there was 6-3. Wow, that was a lot of sports. 9 minutes of sports. I should take a breather. But nope, not going to take a breather. We're going to move on because it is Veterans Day. Of course, originally Armistice Day to mark the 1-year anniversary of the ending of World War I. World War I came to an end on November 11th, 1918. The next November 11th, 1919, Woodrow Wilson said, we're going to celebrate, we're going to call it Armistice Day. And that was the first Armistice Day, was 1 year after the war ended on November 11th, 1919. That was just by proclamation. And it was specifically to honor all of the men who fought in World War I. But the date wouldn't become a national holiday until Congress got involved in 1938, but it was still only to honor those veterans who fought in World War I. And then Dwight Eisenhower signed a bill as president that expanded Veterans Day to celebrate the service of all American veterans. But it was still called Armistice Day for the next 35 years until finally Congress changed its name to Veterans Day in the summer of 1954. It was always November 11th until, well, for 7 years in the 1970s, a lot of people don't remember this, but for 7 years in the 1970s, Veterans Day was the 4th Monday in October. They passed what was called the Uniform Monday Holiday Act to make federal holidays Mondays so they could all have 3-day weekends. Didn't go over very well. They did it for 7 years, and they changed their mind in 1978, and they went back to November 11th. Did you get all that? There will be a test. Today in history. November 11th, 1675, 349 years ago, Gottfried Leibniz demonstrates integral calculus for the first time. So there it is. See if you can figure that out. Y equals fx. I hate Gottfried Leibniz. I'm not very good at math. I'm terrible at algebra. Calculus is so beyond my mental capabilities. But congratulations to Gottfried. He came up with the integral calculus, and for me, he will always be an enemy of mine. Happy birthday, us! The state of Washington is 135 years old today, November 11th, 1889. The 42nd state of the Union is admitted, and that's us. Hey, George, again, not a bad flag. They just took the state seal and put it up on a piece of cloth, but, you know, it is what it is. Fun facts about our very own state. A lot of it is agricultural related, as you might imagine. 90% of the red raspberries grown in this country are grown here. Of course, as you probably know, 3 out of every 5 apples grown in this country, grown in the state of Washington. We're one of the biggest producers of pears, of hops, of cherries. We're in the top 5 among all states in apricots, asparagus, dry edible peas, grapes, lentils, peppermint oil, potatoes. Of course, the state of Washington is one of 7 states that do not levy a personal income tax. You pay a sales tax, which means you only have to do one tax return. simplifies things. We are second in the United States in the production of wine, behind only California. California has a pretty big lead there. We are second in the nation for household internet access. We are really good at that. And finally, this fact about our state. 1 million more people live in our state in 2024 than did in 2014. They're still coming. Happy birthday, our state, 135 years old today. Mentioned this already. This is the 106th anniversary of the end of World War I. Germany signs the armistice. Then they had, of course, go on to peace talks and stuff like that. The numbers are sobering when it was all said and done. The total number of deaths, military personnel, anywhere from 9 to 11 million. Civilian death toll from World War I, anywhere from 6 to 13 million. The Allies, that's us, we lost about 6 million military personnel. The Central Powers, the enemy, they lost about 4 million military personnel. About 2 million people, both military and civilians, died from diseases, and this final sobering number from World War I, 6 million people, either civilians or soldiers, went missing and were never heard from again. 6 million just disappeared. World War I came to an end on this date 106 years ago today. The very first Armistice Day, November 11th, 1919, the industrial workers of the world, the Wobblies, attack an Armistice Day parade being led by members of the local Legion. Things got really ugly. This is in Centralia, folks, Centralia. 5 people would die. There was a lot of bad blood after the end of World War I between the members of the local American Legion and the members of the industrial workers of the world. Both Centralia and Chehalis had big numbers of World War I veterans. The Legion was big and strong. IWW was big and strong. Both were loaded with war veterans. It all came to a head. 5 people would die during an attack in Centralia on the very first Armistice Day in 1919. And November 11th, 1921, 103 years ago today, the Tomb of the Unknowns is dedicated by President Warren G. Harding at Arlington National Cemetery. There is 1 body each interned. The unknown soldier known only to God. There's one from World War I, one from World War II, and one from Korea. In 1998, the unknown soldier from the Vietnam War was exhumed, identified via DNA testing to be that of First Lieutenant Michael Blasey of St. Louis, Missouri. His body was reinterred at his family's gravesite in St. Louis. The Vietnam crypt remains empty today. 103 years ago is when it was dedicated. And birthdays. One heavenly birthday, I'm assuming, I don't know, is George Patton in heaven? That's a good, I don't know. George Patton, of course, his troops loved George Patton. He was well ahead of the game in tank maneuvers, and he was always saying attack, attack, attack. Almost anybody knows anything about George Patton nowadays is the movie. George C. Scott portraying George Patton. His troops loved him, but he was always constantly getting in trouble with his superiors. The Nazi Germans thought he was the best general that the Allies had, but he was always getting in trouble with Ike and with Bill Beadle and Omar Bradley. George Patton, American general, born in the state in 1885, died after a Jeep accident in 1945 at the age of 60. And Leonardo DiCaprio celebrates birthday number 50. My heart will go on. But he did win an Academy Award for Best Actor for that really good movie, whose name I just forgot. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Now, it's not cold yet, but it's going to get cold. In fact, most of the temperatures this week are going to be above normal, but you know it's coming. It's going to get cold. It's going to get really cold. It's going to put a lot of stress on your HVAC system, specifically your heater. Give Alpine Air a call. Make sure it can handle it. The last thing you want to do is have your heater break down when the high temperature is 20 degrees. We're going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has an opinion, and then our good friend Mike Malman, the Chief Hope Officer from Serve Wenatchee Valley, and his friend Darth Creek for the Wenatchee First Assembly of God joins me outside the Wenatchee Grocery Outlet. Baskets of Blessings is back. They need volunteers and they need donations. I'll tell you about it when we return. You're watching the Veterans Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Let Mary Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Mary Maids of Wenatchee help. Mary Maid's cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Mary Maids, let us help.
So what am I looking at here?
That is what great power looks like.
Tell me more.
It's called hydropower. Hydropower uses water and gravity to generate electricity. Since the fuel for hydropower is water, it has zero emissions and it's renewable. It also works when it's not sunny or windy. And it's the cheapest power we can make.
So it's clean, renewable, reliable, and affordable? And hydropower is all four?
Only hydropower is all four. And you can learn more about it at the Chelan PUD Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
At Highline Homes, we know that kids can come home at any stage of life. Whether your kids are coming home or coming back home, we've got the perfect custom-built home solution for you and your family. Highline Homes has up to 100% financing packages available through our select lenders. View our many floor plans at highlinehomes.com or visit one of our model homes in Oregon, Washington, California, or Idaho. Then you're well on your way to building that perfect dream home for the next phase of your life.
Nice crib.
Nice crib. Highline Homes. On your lot, on time, built right.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So I've got these pals from high school, the Rads, we call ourselves. Now, long explanation about the name, maybe another time, but we've been tight for well over 50 years, and we regularly get together for some sort of activity. Well, my buddy Bill suggested that for 2024, we go to the Rolling Stones concert in May at Lumen Field. Yeah, that's why I asked my wife, Rosie. I said, hey, would it be okay for me to go with the guys to the Stones concert? And she said, yeah. She said, better do it before you die, or before they die anyway. And then I thought, Keith Richards die? Why would anybody think that might happen? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Days and nights are cooler, leaves are falling, so autumn has arrived. Collins Fashions is ready with cozy sweaters, vests, jackets, and warm coats. New jeans from Liverpool Cut, Tribal, and Jag. Lovely holiday fashions for your parties, weddings, and events from Joseph Ripkoff and Frank Lyman. Icelandic merino wool sweaters are always timeless and warm. Cashmere sweaters, too. Boots are in stock in great styles, and many are water resistant. Come and see us at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant that they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family.
The Triple Topper's back!
This November, what makes Abby's Triple Topper so great? It's the pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and ground beef toppings piled to the edge. It's a whole lot of pizza at a very special price. Order your Triple Topper at abbys.com.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation, and let's build something amazing together.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Thanksgiving is later than ever this year. The need is greater than ever this year. I'm talking about helping the folks who should always have a Thanksgiving dinner, a sit-down traditional Thanksgiving dinner with all the fixings. You can help out by helping out Serve Wenatchee Valley. It's back. It's Baskets of Blessings. Mike Malman is the Chief Hope Officer of Serve Wenatchee Valley. He kept that title. Tom Dees created it, and Mike kept it. And you brought a friend with you.
Yeah, this is Darth Creek. He's the pastor at Wenatchee First Assembly, where this event is held. They've been a great partner for years. Wenatchee First Assembly does wonderful things in this valley, and we're just so grateful that they're one of the people that partner with us, one of the groups that partner with us.
We're outside the Wenatchee Grocery Outlet, and they have stepped up to the plate, pardon the baseball metaphor, but good to these folks.
Yeah, Grocery Outlet does so much for us throughout the year. We procure an enormous amount of food from them. I would say a majority of the food that comes through our food bank, it comes through Grocery Outlet. They give us great deals, and it makes it possible for us to feed more people for a lesser amount.
And yet, the need is always there. It's limited to 500 people. You have to sign up in advance. We'll get to that in a minute. The need has never gone down. This is an event that has never gotten smaller, Mike.
No, and it's, as we're looking at our community this year, I'm new. I've been here 7 months now, and one of the things we've observed, and as I talk to other food banks around the community, they're seeing a lot of the same thing. Demand is up. Grocery prices have risen 25% since 2019, and that puts a squeeze at both ends. Marginalized families are having a harder time buying food, and from our end, supplying food, we had to spend more to buy it. So it's an important time. Typically, a year ago, we were distributing between 10,000 and 11,000 pounds of food a month. We had our first 13,000 pound month here in October. So we're seeing an increased need.
That's like 6 tons of food.
Yeah, it's an enormous amount of food that goes through our doors every month.
Does that trouble you at all, or is it?
Well, yeah, and we don't want to be your grocery store.
Right, I understand.
We want people to find jobs. We want to help people land on their feet. That's why we're a homelessness prevention organization. We're working with families that are right on the margins, helping them get back up on their feet, stay in safe housing, be able to pay their bills, so that they can live, productive, lives. But it is very concerning to see what's going on, and a lot of it has to do simply with the cost of everything and people having to make difficult choices.
Not only difficult choices for, I mean, everybody should be able to feed their family, but paying rent, getting to work. A lot of people, we've talked about this before, Mike, they're living paycheck to paycheck, and one bad thing goes wrong, and it can start a domino effect that they can't get out of it. And you're trying to keep that one thing from going wrong, from making it a domino.
Absolutely, and you see it, you know, it's interesting, people that are right on the edge of housing, a lot of them can pay rent, they can't come up with a deposit. You know, they're just right on that margin. So whatever we can do to help folks out is why we exist.
Baskets for Blessings is back. It used to be a big sit down, come eat kind of a thing that Bob Shepard started many, many years ago. Logistically, it's difficult to say the least. This simplifies things a great deal. For 49 bucks, folks, 49 bucks. That's a nothing deal. What is $49 from our viewers and your folks buy the people who need what they need?
It gets exactly what you'd expect to have on Thanksgiving. It's the turkey, it's the vegetables, it's the stuffing, it's the cranberry, it's a pie. We provide a baking thing for them to cook their turkeys in. And you know, this decision, it's the whole Thanksgiving meal. We also have, by the way, a Hispanic option that's more catered to a Hispanic Thanksgiving meal. So folks can choose, and then we make our purchase. And you know, doing it and having a gathered meal that's existed years ago was great, but we think that it's fun for families to be in their own home, preparing their own meal, the social engagement that happens.
You want the house to smell like Thanksgiving.
The opportunity to gather around the table, give thanks to God, and thank Him for His blessings as a family is something that we think every family should get to do.
And again, the grocery outlet is where they're buying a lot of the food. T-Sales Wholesale Mexican Foods in East Wenatchee is going to take care of of those who want a more Hispanic-oriented meal.
Correct.
Also on board, Jones & Jones Bets. No-brainer there. They're always on board. They're probably your easiest call to make.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And your church and your congregation are involved again this year. Talk about that.
Well, we've been a part, I think, for the last 14 to 15 years being a part of the distribution center, and we love partnering with Serve Wenatchee Valley. You guys have done a great job for so many years, and we want to be a blessing to our community as well. So we're kind of a good location for the distribution to happen, and we believe in the mission of blessing people with a great Thanksgiving, and so we want to do our part in the community and continue that for years to come.
Now, there are some deadlines and some hard numbers when to give you away. Last you checked, Mike, you had about 350 some odd people sign up through your website, right? And it's a hard 500. 500 is the cutoff.
500 is the cutoff because we have to plan, we have to order, we have to get all of our supplies in. We need a couple weeks lead in order to do it. So head to our website, you can register, and then we're also, of course, looking for volunteers.
Keep in mind, it's on the honors system, but this is Serve Wenatchee Valley. You're not going to be cheat on that. You said volunteers. How are we doing on that?
We could use some additional volunteers at this point, primarily in the morning up at the church, putting the baskets together. We also could use some more Spanish language translators. Day of event would be very helpful to us. So those are sort of our two areas of need at this point. I will say that so many organizations, churches, other groups have taken baskets to decorate, because we like to decorate the basket. And we don't just give them a box, we give them something that's sort of utilitarian. We give them a laundry basket, something they can use moving forward, but they're decorated, and it's kind of a fun thing we add to this.
Kind of an assembly line thing you have set up at the church, big long table, and the basket goes down. And
correct, and those are all prepped ahead of time, so when the families come, they can just basically pick up and go. Usually there's a couple different spots where they get their basket in one area, the turkey the other, but it is an assembly line, usually where they are all pre-prepped, pre-made, and the baskets are stacked, and it's quite a sight when you see that many baskets blessing that many families.
Buying that much food, what's the challenge logistically? That's got to be a heck of a challenge for you and your organization. Thank goodness you got good people.
Well, it's great. My staff is absolutely outstanding. These folks, it's the Wenatchee grocery outlet off of Wenatchee Avenue. They're great. One of the things that does make it a little easier is that our supplier and our distribution point are literally walking distance from each other, but we will be here early that day. They will load our trailers with the pallets, and we will get them up there, and starting early in the morning, it's putting these together, and it is a massive team of volunteers.
Pickup is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, is that correct?
Yes, from 3:30 to 6 p.m.
Okay, that's important. And again, it's limited to the first 500, and we were over the 350 mark as we taped this on Tuesday afternoon, so don't hesitate. It's a hard 500. Do you see a time where it might be, okay, this year it's going to be 650 because the need is there? The need's always going to be there.
Potentially. You know, one of the things that we at Serve Wenatchee would like to be doing is working a way out of a job. But, you know, the Bible says we're always going to have the poor with us, and we need to look for ways to bless them. So we may need to, moving forward, look at additional resourcing to people that are in need. One of the reasons that an organization like Wenatchee First Assembly is so vital to us is that we want to esteem our churches, and we want the folks in the valley that are struggling to see our churches as places of hope where they can go and not just receive spiritual food, which is so vitally important, but also receive actual physical food.
The volunteers who are going to be putting all these baskets together, you mentioned the distribution is on Tuesday before Thanksgiving Thursday. So if you want to volunteer, say, hey, I'd love to help you out. I'll do whatever it is. Is there going to be is there a central way to sign up specifically for Baskets of Blessings? And when do they start doing some of the legwork before Tuesday?
Well, Serve Wenatchee, you can go to servewenatchee.org right now and fill in a time slot. There's actually descriptions of jobs, but there are also different times you can sign up for the different things. So that's an easy part. And if those fill up, I'm just going to do an additional plug here. You can do our Glory of Christmas toy giveaway because we're already looking for volunteers for that, and that's our big December event.
How are things at the church?
Doing great. We again, I've been on staff for 24 years, and it's been great for us to be a part of this for so long, but also be a part of the community. We moved here from the west side. We call this the Promised Land. Love it here, and so we've raised our family, and we just want to continue to be a part of this community for years to come.
One of the first things that a lot of newcomers noticed when they moved here to the Wenatchee Valley, tremendous, now there's a certain overall spirituality that one can't really quantify. There's a tremendous amount of different faiths that are represented here in the Wenatchee Valley. If you're a person who is a spiritual, there's a church out there for you, isn't there?
There's
a lot of communities that are bigger than this don't have that kind of setup.
Yeah, and we partner with so many great churches in our valley that do so many things for us, from providing us financial resource to providing us a place to host things. This church congregation happens to do both. They're a blessing. And I believe there's so many churches in this valley that are looking to bless this community.
And here's something you can do, folks. You see this? This is a check. It's for $49 to Serve Wenatchee Valley. I just bought somebody Thanksgiving dinner, my friend.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, you know I'm going to do that.
Absolutely. That's great.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
$49. It's a heck of a deal. It's a heck of a deal. Thanks, Mike. It's nice meeting you.
You as well.
Again, go to the Serve Wenatchee Valley website for all the information that you need. Volunteers are always needed. And again, it's limited to the first 500 people in need of a good Thanksgiving dinner, courtesy of Serve Wenatchee Valley and the area churches and Grocery Outlet and Jones & Jones Bets and T-Sales Wholesale Mexican Food in East Wenatchee. Everybody's on board. I get to see you soon, I hope.
Absolutely.
All right. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. This year's Wenatchee School District All-District Musical is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Over 150 students from all 12 public schools will take the stage over 8 performances at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, November 14th through the 16th and the 21st through the 23rd. Log on to WHS Presents for tickets.
Bob's Classic Restaurant and Distillery, established in 1987, where we concentrate on what we do best, creating excellent food, exciting drinks, great customer service, and an imaginative atmosphere to craft an excellent dining experience for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shareable or not, that's up to you. Bob's Classic dishes are handcrafted and full of flavor. Enjoy the experience at Bob's Classic with your family and friends today.
Downtown Wenatchee, something for everyone.
Downtown is the heart of Wenatchee. Discover food and beverage spots, delightful shops, and countless services. For the latest on downtown arts, entertainment, and more, go to downtownwenatchee.org. The 108 is known for their amazing craft cocktails and happy hour from 4 to 6 p.m. Next to Walkabout Grill on Wenatchee Avenue.
Downtown Wenatchee, it's all here.
Here's your coffee. That'll be $5.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only $5.
Oh, I like paying double.
Why?
I've always paid more.
You wouldn't pay double for coffee. So don't pay double on your heating bill. Cut your heating bills by up to half when you switch to a heat pump or ductless mini split and get cash back from Chelan PUD plus federal tax credits. Learn more at chelanpud.org/save.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. This year's Wenatchee School District All-District Musical is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Over 150 students from all 12 public schools will take the stage over 8 performances at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium, November 14th through the 16th and the 21st through the 23rd. Log on to WHS Presents for tickets. The family at the Epledahlin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epledahlin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epledahlin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epledahlin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
As you can see from our Wenatchee Heights camera, we're starting to dry out a little bit. The clouds and the mist are starting to dissipate. We could be, in fact, very well may be dry. For the Veterans Day Parade, just a quick recap, all those participating in the parade, be it your band or a veteran or whatever it is, the staging area is at the Wells Fargo parking lot. The parade will get going at 11 o'clock this morning. It'll go down Chelan at about 11:11, give or take a couple, but they have this timed out pretty good. Logistically, they've figured this baby out. At about 11:11, the parade will stop. There will be ceremonies and commemorations at Memorial Park. The parade will resume. It'll go down Rondo, back down on Mission Street, and will conclude where it began. Quick heads up, veterans out there, free breakfast for you this morning at the American Legion Hall on Wenatchee Avenue. Free breakfast for veterans. That starts in just a couple minutes at 8 o'clock tonight. After the parade, everybody is invited to head on down to the Pybus Public Market because the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department continuing their tradition of making food. Hot dogs, and you don't have to be a veteran. All you got to do is show up, and you'll have a hot dog on the house, courtesy of the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. I'm glad to see that tradition is continuing. And this might become a tradition as well. I talked about this. I want to mention this one more time. This is a really cool concert tonight. It's being put on by the Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra, the Columbia Chorale, the Wenatchee Youth Orchestra, and St. Joseph's Catholic School Choir. It is tonight at the Saddle Rock Evangelical Presbyterian Church on Miller Street. It starts at 6 o'clock. There is no admission fee, but they will be passing the hat for donations to help the local Veterans Hall. That is at 6 o'clock tonight, and that will be a packed house and a great show. What does Mother Nature have in store? Well, first of all, if you're heading up into the mountain passes, you're going to get some snow, enough to make driving a little dicey for the rest of the day, and actually spilling into Thursday, or spilling into Tuesday. There's more heavy snow, by the way, coming our way, but that's just for today, because we're in for a continuing series of wet systems. In fact, the driest day probably going to be today. From the National Weather Service, again, the clouds are already beginning to dissipate. The rain is all but tapered off. Looks like we should be dry for the parade. We'll even have some sunshine this afternoon, so we might be done with the rain today. We'll top off at about 50. Chance of rain resumes tonight with an overnight low of 36. Rain Tuesday morning, rain Tuesday afternoon, no rain midday on Tuesday with a high of about 53. Rain for sure Tuesday night, rain Wednesday night, rain Thursday. We dry out a little bit Thursday night. As we start drying out, the snow level begins to drop to not only below pass level, but close to the Wenatchee Valley proper. Have a good Veterans Day, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.